as we are ready to jump into the next game. It's currently 12:30 in the morning here in Stockholm, so it's going to be real fun walking home at like 3 a.m., but totally worth it for this tournament. As, yeah, who knows? Maybe if we have another couple of mech games, maybe the trains will actually start running again by the time that I'm finished, which would also be pretty badass. Either way, we're ready to play the third place match out. The Northeast team, Axiom Acer, represented by MMA and CranK. So CranK and MMA, the 1v1 champs of this tournament. The guys, I guess, that we would say probably the most success in the 1v1 circuit overall, or play on the highest level, play against the best players. And then, of course, I mean, I guess most people probably remember MMA's name a bit more. CranK hasn't had too many crazy results. He's done well in WCS over the course of the last year or so, but he's since moving back to Korea, like trying to get back on the road. Of course, he's engaged, so not super surprised that he might have other things in his life going on that are, you know, pretty damn important too. And MMA, of course, was a BlizzCon finalist. Their opponents in the west side, we have Lillekanin from Team Red Bloods and HaNfy from Team Red Bloods as well. And HaNfy's going to go for the drone scout, CranK probe scout. So nothing absolutely bonkeroony here. Just me 15 hatch. So as we get this game started up, want to say once again a big thanks to our awesome sponsor, Ting. You can tweet them at TingFTW. You should tweet them at TingFTW and be like, hey, you guys, thanks for making an awesome tournament like this. Or you could just do it in like the angry manner, since a lot of people online like to complain. Just be like, hey, you guys forced me to watch the best 2v2 I've ever seen. Damn you. And then, you know, they might be slightly confused when they read your tweet, but I'm sure they'll appreciate the feedback anyway. As HaNfy's going to follow us up with a gas into pool. And CranK getting that scout off with this probe sees. Okay, no cheese. MMA actually went for 2-rack sweeper quite a bit in the 2v2 series games that we have seen. And they, because of that, going into the regular standard play means that, well, maybe these guys would be on edge a little bit. Like Lillekanin had to consider the possibility. But you have to remember that drone checked everywhere. Like, oh, I don't think there's a barracks here. Do people hide barracks there? Probably not. I also updated the overlay version that I'm using, so maybe and or hopefully we won't have the over 200 max supply. But yeah. And for those people asking, big shout out to all the European supporters that are watching this tournament. Ting is only available in the United States, but we still appreciate all of your support. And if you have any American friends either like whine to you about their phone service, definitely a good opportunity to get them in on this. MMA got his Reaper, kind of just checking around for proxies, for something in his own base, but he's kind of waiting to catch the other Reaper, I guess. Whereas Lillekanin was also checking for proxies, both players making sure that they didn't have to deal with anything weird like that. And, oh, CranK, he's got a ninja pylon. Well, ninja as in the Simba probe. I just noticed this rock floats. Blizzard. Why does this rock float? This is actually a Blizzard ladder map. Why is this rock just floating? I'm sorry, I got distracted. CranK could proxy something here later on, though, as he does have an Oracle coming out now. He's going to open with Oracle. And what do we have to defend against this? No Spore Crawlers just yet. There is a missile turret coming in for Lillekanin. He's not taking any chances. And I did not see the Stargate. But this Reaper, nope, gets denied. Never mind, he won't see anything. I think he saw the expansion. The Overlord's going to try to scout now. And this Overlord saw this expo. He'll see this one too. But there's no way that this Overlord actually sees an expansion. Like, Marines are coming over for MMA already. He's like, no, not happening. It ain't happening. Get out of here. Forget about it. And HaNfy's actually going to do quite a few Zerglings now. I think he's preparing for some sort of attack. I'm not entirely sure. These guys don't need to do the same type of playstyle that they did against Pure Legacy and Larry, because MMA and CranK kind of play these out close to like 1v1 styles. MMA, I guess, just needs 1 second. Hopefully everything's okay. Maybe they had to like replug their internet or something. I think MMA is staying at the Axiom house in Korea.